At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
News 46 is brought to you by Healthcare Partners and Humana. News 46 is also brought to you by Safi of Las Vegas. At Safi, we're more than a foster care and adoption agency. We're working to build stronger families in our communities. Visit our website at safi.org.
Tonight on News 46, a father kills his daughter's boyfriend following a dispute.
And the county discusses possibly buying Pahrump Utility.
And the Int'l Gold Buyers Customer Appreciation Party was held. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Rick Vale and Rhonda Van Winkle. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell and news across Nevada with Janet Eric. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Good evening. It's Thursday, August 18th, 2011. I'm Rick Vale.
And I'm Rhonda Van Winkle for News 46. Topping our news tonight, 1 man is dead and 1 man is in jail following a domestic dispute early this morning on Benson Street, just off Irene.
Well, approximately 1:30 in the morning, there was a shooting here on this quiet little cul-de-sac on Benson Street. According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office press release, Daniel Robbins, the father, shot a 21-year-old boyfriend of one of his daughters in the head when he was sitting in his driveway in the car. We're going to speak to Detective David Berukowitz on scene here this morning.
The Nye County Sheriff's Office was called here in relation to a dispute that ended in a homicide. We're just in the preliminary stages of the investigation. We have 1 individual who's dead, and we're working on processing the scene right now.
Is it a domestic dispute?
It's some sort of family-related dispute. We're not quite sure of all the relations, and that's what we're working on right now.
And I see that we have a crime scene unit truck on scene as well and a lot of detectives.
Yes, we have our entire detectives division is out here. Obviously, we're being assisted by patrol and our auxiliary units. As in any homicide, there's a lot of evidence and leads to follow, and so we need all the manpower that we can to handle that scene.
Do we know how many people are involved?
Several people involved. We only have 1 dead, like I told you, and we're simply trying to identify who was actually involved and who was simply here.
And is the person that's deceased a resident of the home that we're boarding off?
He is not a resident.
And according to a Nye County Sheriff's Office press release, 46-year-old Daniel Robbins of Pahrump has been taken into custody. Approximately 1:32 this morning, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies were dispatched to 940 Benson Circle in Pahrump for a report of a shooting. Upon arriving, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies located Christopher Mundy, deceased with a bullet wound to his head. An unnamed 14-year-old juvenile, a family friend to the victim, was in the vehicle with Mundy. He had been struck with the bullet as well and had an injury to his elbow. He was transported to Desert View Hospital and subsequently transported to University Medical Center, where he is in stable condition and undergoing treatment. An investigation identified that Daniel Robbins' daughter, Jennifer, had a dating relationship with the victim, Christopher Mundy. Early in the evening, his daughter, Jennifer, was arrested at that residence for a domestic dispute involving a sibling. After her arrest, she had sent Christopher Mundy to the residence to retrieve her personal items. Prior to going to the residence, Christopher Mundy had several Facebook conversations with his girlfriend's parents during which he was threatened. Christopher Mundy arrived at 940 Benson Circle to pick up his girlfriend Jennifer's property and was told to leave by Daniel Robbins and his wife Kathy. Daniel Robbins fired a round into the front of the vehicle driven by Christopher Mundy. Daniel Robbins then approached the vehicle, put the gun to Mundy's head, according to the press release, and shot and killed him. The weapon used is apparently a 9mm semi-automatic. According to Christopher and Jennifer's Facebook, Christopher was employed at Henderson Health and Rehab, and Jennifer was employed at Pahrump Health and Rehab. Once again, Daniel Robbins, the father, is being held in the Nye County Detention Center on no bail. This is Deanna O'Donnell on Benson Street for News 46.
And Robbins is being charged with murder and battery with a deadly weapon. Sad story. There will be a benefit concert for the Mundy family tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. at The Way Christian Fellowship on Charleston Park.
Very sad indeed. And folks, Nye County is looking into the possibility of purchasing Pahrump Utilities. On the Board of County Commissioners' agenda was the report on the cash flow evaluation of the local company.
Assuming the county were to purchase the utility, we went in and I prepared a potential cash flow statement, making adjustments to the expenditures the utility presently has, because if the county were to own the utility, there would be some changes, like changes in benefits, PERS, etc. So I made some changes to the expenditures. I took a conservative approach on the revenues. If you look at this projected utility cash flow statement, you see I have total revenues here between water and sewer of $855,700. Based on a cash basis, revenue coming in, expenditures to be paid out $547,300, and that's before any potential debt service. As I indicated in my initial opening, I was tasked by the county to look to determine USDA financing should the purchase take place and what it could fund. You see there I have debt and reserve requirements. And you see that at the end of that I have net cash flow at zero, meaning a break-even point for cash flow. Based on the numbers that I have here, the utility would cash flow a purchase price to up to a maximum of $5 million, with interest at 3.76% funded through USDA over a 40-year period. Okay? I contacted USDA. They indicated that was the rate that they were presently using. Now when I say that, that's been several months ago. All right. If you look at this, you can see that under debt reserves, it shows the principal payment of $55,000 roughly and interest of $186,500. Obviously, from year to year, those numbers would change a little bit depending on how the loan amortizes. USDA requires that there be money set aside whenever you borrow money from them to pay future debt payments. That's a requirement of all of the entities I have done work for, performed audits where a USDA loan takes place. And then they have also a reserve requirement for asset replacement. They want the utilities to be setting aside money for future asset replacement. As you look at this $42,800 we have there for reserve asset replacement, that is not a depreciation number, and that may not be the exact number USDA requires. They make that on a loan-by-loan basis determination. The things that are really set in stone will be the first three items there. Okay. Based on the numbers you see here at cash flows of $5 million, or up to $5 million, I should say. In discussions with USDA, there is one particular issue that is standing out and a potential issue, and that is under revenues. You see the water revenues, residential at $130,000, commercial $45,800, and standby fees of $182,300. The standby fees are not being questioned by USDA. Standby fees, and when I initially started the report, standby fees are monies that are being paid by developers who have not been able to develop their lots because the economy is bad, obviously, and they're not selling homes. And so because there's capacity that exists for them to use for water and for wastewater, and to continue to take care of the capacity and cover the operational needs of the utility, because it was built to take care of the development that these developers intended on putting on the ground, they're paying a fee each month, standby fees, so that once they put those houses on the ground or commercial buildings, the water and the wastewater utility service is available for them. If you look and follow under sewer revenues or wastewater revenues, you see standby fees there of $102,200. That roughly between the two of them, $284,000.
Felix Steppelo from the Int'l Gold Buyers is in town. He held a customer appreciation party last night at the Pahrump Nugget to thank clients and friends of this popular business in our community. He will also be setting up shop beginning tomorrow at the Nugget. so that you can get some extra cash in your pockets from your unwanted gold, silver, and other collectibles.
And I appreciate your business party.
Wonderful.
I'm going to have a piano player and such, and a lot of the local TV, personalities as yourself, and radio personalities are going to be there. And it's just my way of saying thank you for our continued success and appreciation for their business. And it gives us a chance to get together, not as a, you're selling, I'm buying, but kind of like to get to know people, in the area. Really excited.
You always surpass what is a wonderful thing for a business person in this community, and I have to say, so impressed, so happy to have you here in Pahrump.
Oh, thank you. And we continue to try to educate people, especially the elderly. I want to champion that for the elderly. I'm really trying to educate them as far as how to go ahead and get rid of their valuables, without being having a predator take advantage of them.
Exactly.
And I try to show them how to do that. And tomorrow night I'm going to go into that a little bit, with the customers and try to help them out with that. Because it's something that's happening, especially now with people coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Just with $1 and a dream walking in and saying, we're gonna buy stuff. I just tell people, go to somebody that's established, that comes into town, that's established, and that see if there's complaints about those folks, and you know what I mean. Do your due diligence. I tell everyone.
You yourself are a member of the Chamber of Commerce and
Yes.
and your business license here, and you have established yourself in this community, and we've gotten to know you and trust you. Thank you so much, Felix.
Oh, thank you very much, and thank you, folks, for everything.
As we head into our first break this evening, here's Ginger Tyra with your First Move Fitness Tip of the Week.
Hello, I'm Ginger Tyra with First Move Fitness. I'm a certified personal trainer and a sports nutritionist. I want to welcome you to the Fitness Tip of the Week. Medication. Here's one thing really simple. Customers come in to me all the time and they want to know how come they've been working out for 2 hours, 3 hours a day, every day, and they haven't lost a thing. My first question to them is, what is your heart rate? They don't realize when their heart rate is. It does make a difference what your heart rate is when you're working out. You need to be able to tell your body, let's burn the stored fat. So the first thing I have to do is calculate what that heart rate should be, and medication is a factor in that heart rate. So one question I ask every person is, are you on heart medication? The 99% time I get the answer, no. Then I ask them, are you on blood pressure medication? To which they reply, yes. Do you realize blood pressure medication is for your heart? So when somebody says, are you on blood pressure medication or heart medication, they kind of are the same thing. That medication does affect what your heart rate needs to be while working out. It's doing its job, and we have to know that so that you can get the proper progress that you need. You also need to let your doctor know when you start a fitness regimen, because they may adjust that medication as well. Your heart rate is highly important, and so many people try too hard, too fast, misconcepting the fact that if you come in and you're working out and you're sweating and your heart is beating and you're breathing and having a hard time, that if you push harder, it's better. No, not necessarily, it's not. The body gives warning signs: out of breath, side aches, dizziness, thirst, lack of sweating. These are all warning signs that your body is telling you it's too much, it's too hard, you need to slow down. At First Move Fitness, we can calculate that heart rate for you, so we can figure it out where you need to be and keep you in a healthy mode. We like you to talk to your doctor so they can also work on that side of it as well, so that we can both work together to make your fitness, your health, your priority.
International Gold Buyers are back this weekend in the Pahrump Nugget Convention Room this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. If you're unsure of the value of your items, bring them in anyway for a free appraisal. You just might walk out with more cash than you ever believed. Just listen to what satisfied customers are saying.
I walked out of here with $1,700. I was so shocked.
I got the money I expected. I was very excited and very happy too.
I started showing him my jewelry that I had for so many years, and he gave me a great deal. I love it.
International Gold Buyers are the fair and honest good guys in the business. And if you don't see Felix or Benji, you're in the wrong place.
The guys are the greatest guys. They're so friendly and they made you feel so welcome.
I was very excited.
I went over there a little nervous, a little shaky, and I sat down and he says hello and very friendly, and then I calmed down.
International Gold Buyers this weekend at the Pahrump Nugget Convention Room, August 19th, 20th, and 21st from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Be there!
News 46 is also brought to you by Southwest Medical Associates. Look for news about their latest healthcare center opening soon in your neighborhood. Southwest Medical Associates. Now that's powerful medicine.
Welcome back to News 46. Commissioner Gary Hollis and Julie Hargis invite you to the Nye County Republican Central Committee's Evening of Wine and Jazz to be held this Saturday at the Pahrump Valley Winery.
It's our wine and jazz evening up at the winery on Saturday, August 20th from 6 to 8:30 p.m.
It's going to be so much fun. What's the plans for the evening? What are we doing?
Well, we have Ed Goodhart, Rod Shears is going to be here, and of course, good old me. And we're just going to have some good fun.
We have some entertainment too as well.
We do. Woody Woods Ensemble is coming. We're going to be featuring a local talent. Dennis Keating is going to be sitting in with his trumpet. Everybody loves to hear Dennis. So we're going to have the beautiful award-winning wines from the Pahrump Valley Winery. They have just harvested the grapes, so it's just beautiful up there. I was just up there yesterday. We're going to have a sunset picnic, lots and lots of wine tasting, and it will go from 6 to 8:30, and it's just going to be a beautiful evening, a great time to come out.
Is there any tickets available still?
There is. You can go to Ace Hardware, Car Studio in front of the Pahrump Nugget, and Precious Properties as well.
And Commissioner, are you going to be speaking?
Oh, I'll probably say a few words, but the headliner of this event will be Ed Goodhart and other people.
Wonderful. This is going to be kind of a little bit political, or no?
It is. It's a fundraiser for the NCRCC, which is the Nye County Republican Central Committee.
Wonderful. And so for more information, people can call?
They can give me a call on my cell, 775-513-0960.
And how much are the tickets for it?
They're $60 each or 2 for $100, and that includes your dinner and the event.
Southwest Medical Associates Nancy Yu speaks to us about bone density testing and how early detection can help prevent or even reverse bone loss and help you stay healthy.
What this bone density test is for is to detect the strength of bones in women and men, mostly women who are over the age of 65 and have a decreased bone strength. And this usually occurs after menopause, that their strength does not stay as well as it used to be when they were younger. And because of low bone strength, we can end up with such things as hip fractures, spine fractures, and it can lead to a lot of missed opportunities for us to improve their health if we don't screen for osteoporosis or osteopenia, both of which are low bone mass for women.
So there's a way that if you screen for it that you can reverse it or at least prevent it from going further?
Right. Once we screen for it, then we decide if they need more preventative health, for instance, increasing their physical activity, making sure that they stop smoking, making sure that they have good nutrition with calcium and vitamin D in their diet, and these will all lead to improved bone mass. But if we do find osteoporosis or osteopenia, we can prescribe treatment for them. Sometimes it's as simple as taking medication once a week, or it can be once a day depending on the need. Or if they can't even do that, there's even methods for a pill once a day or even an injection once a year. So there are different options available. But what we can do is just really be aware of it early on so that we can prevent hip fractures.
Do you recommend load-bearing exercises? Does that help?
Yes. We call them weight-bearing exercises. So anything as simple as walking in your neighborhood, walking on a treadmill, doing strength exercises at a gym, all of that will help.
Strengthen your bone density. So how can people get in touch with you guys to make sure to get their bone density tested?
Right. If you do set up your appointments, which you should be with your regular primary care doctor, they will offer you bone density testing, and it should be done at critical ages, generally 65 years and older for women. And as long as you set up your yearly appointments or annual appointments with your doctor, they will set this up for you. And we have a heel density test that is portable, and we also have DEXA machines that are larger and do more of the hip and the spine.
Is that a better idea to get the machines that do the whole body, or is this as accurate?
This is as accurate, and it is accepted by the national guidelines to use. So what's nice about it is that it is portable.
Well, folks, the first group of Americans to tour Cuba under new, more liberal U.S. travel regulations have been greeted by hugs, handshakes, and a welcoming Cuban government, according to a trip organizer. About 30 to 35 travel groups are believed to have obtained licenses so far under the new regulations. And that brings us to our Facebook question of the day. Do you think Americans should be permitted to travel to Cuba? And should we continue our strict 5-decade-long embargo? Here's what some of you had to say. Spencer Kenneth Jones says, why not? It's not as volatile an area anymore. We may not agree with their politics, but then again, we're buddies with Red China. Muriel says, yes and no, it's a long past. Barb says, yes, if we can travel to China, why not Cuba? And Paul says, I would love to visit Cuba. Kathy says, travel, yes. Trade, yes. And Joseph says, opening up relations with Cuba would result in even more commie spies embedding the Cuban community than currently. Bad idea. We have an overabundance of socialists that were born here. No more. Tani says, I think opening the door to travel is an excellent idea, and it's time. Whoever, good or bad, will always find the way to where they want to be, but for us to be able to experience their culture, wonderful. And that's the way it is.
That's the way it is. Well, I'd be afraid to travel to Cuba.
Really?
So I don't really have an opinion because I'm too afraid to go anyway.
Well, it's a beautiful country.
Is it?
It is. It's a gorgeous country. And hopefully we can all go there someday. Hopefully.
I'd still be afraid.
Well, folks, Zach is going to be back with a look at your 7-day forecast right after the break, so please keep it right here.
August is here and things are getting hot at the Pahrump Nugget. Hot seat mystery basket drawings every Friday and Saturday. Just sit, pick, and win. Thursdays, win up to $1 million on the Money Vault. First 400 from 11 a.m. pull free. Where? Pahrump Nugget.
News 46 Weather is brought to you by Healthcare Partners Medical Group, with 5 locations in Pahrump, local doctors and professional staff providing total care from infancy to seniors. News 46 Weather is also brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body. For more information, you can visit their website at nevadadairycouncil.org.
Welcome back. I'm Zach Fuentes here with your weather. Today we have partly cloudy skies and a high of 102 degrees. Our winds come out of the south-southwest at 6 miles per hour, and our gusts were at up to 16 miles per hour. Our pressure is holding steady there at 29.98, and our UV index is at 8, very high. Humidity is at 12%, and our sunrise was at 6:04 a.m. Our record was 111 degrees back in 1992. Tonight, we're also expecting partly cloudy skies, a low of 77 degrees, and our winds to come out of the southwest at 6 miles per hour, our gusts at up to 13 miles per hour, and our humidity is also going to be 13%. Our sunset is expected to be at 7:32 p.m., and our record low is 60 degrees back in 1944. Tomorrow, we're also expecting partly cloudy skies. We're going to have a high of 102 degrees and an overnight low of 76 degrees. Winds that come out of the south-southwest at 7 miles per hour, and our gusts at up to 17 miles per hour. Humidity is expected to be at 10%, and our UV index is also going to stay the same at 8, which is very high. Our sunrise is looking to be at 6:05 a.m., a minute later than it was today. And today's 7-day forecast, Friday we're going to look at partly cloudy skies, a high of 102 degrees. And on Saturday we're going to have a windy day, gusts at up to 20 miles per hour. Sunday also partly cloudy skies, but Monday and Tuesday we're going to have sunny skies again. In the double digits there between Saturday and Monday, so I'm sure we all enjoy that. Tuesday is going to be a high of 101 degrees, and Wednesday we're going to have another windy day. Thursday is going to be pretty hot at 106 degrees, and you can see the little thermometer there. It's going to be a hot one. And today's worst weather was in Rising Star, Texas, where they had extreme heat. Back to you.
Well, at least we haven't been talking about a ton of wind lately.
That's right. It's been pretty
Just
good to us.
A ton of heat.
Yeah.
Okay. Residents of the Congressional District 2 who are not yet registered to vote have until the end of the business day, Tuesday, August 23rd, to register for the upcoming special election. The Congressional District 2 special election will be held on September 13th. For more information, call the election department at 702-455-VOTE. That's 702-455-VOTE.
And folks, that's going to do it for this edition of News 46. I'm Rick Vale.
I'm Rhonda Van Winkle.
And from everyone up here on the Hill at KPVM, we wish you a safe evening, and we'll see you here again tomorrow night. Until then, good night, Pahrump.
Good night.
Are you on Medicare, have special needs, or are you losing your doctor? Please, let me help you. Call me, Fred Nelkin, for your free consultation, 751-3744, right here in Pahrump.